Hello everyone, welcome to the Strategy Meeples YouTube channel. I'm Kapil, and today we are going to be starting a new series for our YouTube channel for the game Castles of Burgundy. So far I've covered a lot of games that I played or some games that Janie played. In today's video we are going to be exploring games by other players as well. And let's look at the ranking right now for Castles of Burgundy on Board Games Arena. So there's a new number one player, danger1992, and looks like they are playing from China. So we are going to go over their game today, and then in the future I'm going to cover more games by like other top players as well as games that I play from time to time. So yeah, really excited for that. And I'm also going to start a new series in which I will cover some games from the tournaments that happen for Castles of Burgundy. So I already have a few games picked out, so I just need to record them, so be on the lookout for that. So yeah, let's get into one of the games. I've already loaded one of the games that danger1992 played with another expert player, I believe from Canada. So let's jump into this game. I tried to make this game like the 2019 edition just so that the art would be more consistent, but I wasn't able to do it. So we'll just stick with this first edition art. I'll highlight the tiles so that way, and because even I'm used to the 2019 edition, but I'll highlight the tiles so that way we all know what the tiles are doing and how they play out in the game. Okay. So both the players have board number 6. This is identical board for all players, first edition. And Danger 1992 started at the top over here. And actually, the other player started at the top too. So I find this interesting because on this board, I usually start in the middle. But it's cool to see that these high level players are also switching it up, starting at the top instead of the middle. So Danger is player number 2 and their opponent goes first, so they roll a 1 and a 3 and Danger rolls a 1 and a 5. So if we look at this board, in general the strategy on this board is you do want to complete this 6 region of water. You want to compete for like your castles, mines, and then for buildings usually you just want to complete this and this region right here. This is a question mark. In some games you might want to, in other games you don't want to do that. And this animals is always a strong move to go for them. And the yellows, since they are like 2 sets of region 3 yellows, ideally you want to do just one set. In some games you might want to do both, so that's dependent. So let's see how both these players approach this match. Okay, so just gonna go through the game. Okay, so their opponent takes water from the board and they also pick up a warehouse with their 3, so they're not spending any workers. And Danger picks up a mine with the 5. That makes sense. They had a mine, they don't need to spend any workers to do that. And they actually also pick up yellow tile number 13 and they spend 2 workers to do that. So that is also an interesting move to me. I mean, this is a really strong yellow tile, but the fact that they prioritize that over getting water and spend 2 workers to do that is really interesting. Okay, so next 2 moves. So their opponent rolls a 5 and a 3 and they also roll a 5 and a 3. So let's see what moves are made. Okay, so their opponent places a water and picks up the other water, and this will guarantee that they can be player 1 into the new round. So they're probably going to go here. And Danger, even if they pick up the water from the middle, they can only come to the second spot. So their opponent has guaranteed that they go into the new round as player 1 and potentially hold on to that first player lead throughout the game. So we'll see what happens. 3 and a 5. Okay, so they right away place yellow tile number 13 and then they take workers and then they take the water. Okay. So usually when you have these utility tiles like yellow tile number 13, which says when you take workers, you get a silver in addition to the 2 workers. So one tip I'll give is that you don't want to hold these type of tiles in your storage for too long. You want them on the board and start using that benefit as soon as possible, just to maximize that value for that tile. Okay, so 4 and a 5 and 5 and a 5 for danger. Okay, so their opponent takes workers and then they pick up a town hall, which is pretty good because town hall lets you place another building as a free action. So they can complete this region of 2 buildings over here and get a nice bonus. And danger rolls a 5 and a 5. So let's see what they do. I don't know if they'll pick up a market here. They actually should place the water just to at least get a double turn over their opponent. And then, yeah, I'm thinking the market. Let's see. Actually, they could sell goods too. That's also a viable move. Oh, they take workers. That's true. They have yellow tile number 13. That's actually more efficient for them to take workers to get the silver than to sell goods. Okay. 3 and a 3. So it's last 4 turns for both these players for phase A. So 3 and a 3, and for danger it's 2 and a 6. So danger had placed that water, so they get to go again. So they take the castle from this spot number 2. And with the 6, they pick up the boarding house. I really like the boarding house. It gives you 4 workers, and early on you really value those workers, so it's always a good tile. In this case, it's even more strong, I would say, because even if they have to spend 3 workers to place the boarding house here, they'll still be able to guarantee that they can place the mine over here on spot number 3. So I think that might have been their reasoning. 3 and a 3 for their opponent. So their opponent takes a double turn, and then they just take workers. Okay, 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 6 for their opponent. So that's great. They get to place the town hall. They immediately place the warehouse. They sell goods, and then they take workers. So they're basically going into the new round with 5 workers and 2 silver. That is really strong, and with 19 points. So let's see how danger deals with this. 1 and a 2 for them. Okay, so they spend a worker to place the boarding house, and I believe with the 2 they'll just place the mine. Okay, so both these players enter phase B with 5 workers and 2 silver, so that's cool. Okay, and we can see that there are 3 water on the board. So basically, I think their opponent should try to pick up 2 water if they want to be player 1, or otherwise danger, if they just take 1 water, then danger could take 2 water and then just hold on till like the last turn of this round to place both the water and then leapfrog over their opponent. So we'll see what happens. Actually, let's look at the yellow tiles that showed up too. So tile number 10 showed up, which is good. So whenever you want to place a ship or animal tile, you may change the die result by 1. This is also a really strong utility tile in like the first couple of phases of the game. Tile number 16 showed up, which gives you 4 points per warehouse. So this can be also good for their opponent. And other than that, some good buildings showed up. So carpenter's workshop, more warehouses. So yeah, this is a lucrative tile because if they place this, they can have potential opportunity to pick up 1 or 2 more warehouses. And what else? Church showed up, boarding house, and in the black market we have a market, warehouse, and town hall. Okay. So they take the mine and they immediately place the mine. Okay. And then they buy a water from the black market. Now let's see what danger ends up doing. I am tempted to pick up both the water. If I was in their shoes, I would pick up both the water from 1 and 4 just to make sure that I'm always player 1, or I make sure that I'm player 1 into phase C. So let's see if they make that play. Oh, okay, I see what they do. Okay, that's cool. So they buy a market from the black market. No, wait, they bought a town hall. Okay, that works too, actually. Place the town hall, place the castle, take the water from 4, and then spend a worker to take a water from 1. That's pretty good. And if we look at the score, so they are almost even right now. So that was a nice combo by Danger. 1 and a 2 for their opponent, and then 3 and 5 for Danger. Okay. So let's see what their opponent does with 1 and 2. Okay, so they take the castle and the warehouse. And now they would really like getting this yellow tile number 16 for warehouse bonuses. So let's see if Danger lets them get away with it. I don't think so. They pick it up for themselves, they place it, and that is it. So this is a pretty good move, I would say. Even though it's 0 points for them right now, it's denying their opponent 8 points, potentially 12 points at the end of the game. So sometimes you have to make these moves that don't really benefit your board, but really impacts your opponent's board. So need to look out for those in-between moves where you can pick up those tiles. Okay, so 2 and a 4 for their opponent, and 4 and 5 for Danger. Okay. Their opponent places that, and then they take the boarding house from the board. And Danger sells goods and then takes workers. Okay. And then they pick up the warehouse. I mean, that makes sense because they have the bonus for that, so might as well pick it up. They already have a mine, so they just want to sell one of these goods to have 2 silver in phase C. Okay, so final 4 turns of phase B. So their opponent places the boarding house and picks up the carpenter's workshop. And Danger has 4 and a 6, so they place the warehouse, and with the 6 they sell goods. Okay. So they place the tile, they sell goods, and then they take workers. Okay. So this yellow tile, you can already see the power of this yellow tile number 13 in that they picked it up in phase A. Just taking workers is so efficient for them. They don't even need to focus on selling goods anymore. They just can keep taking workers and increasing their silver. Another thing I would like to point out in this game is that their opponent is starting to work on this region of 6 buildings over here. I think they realize that Danger is going to probably maintain first player at least for the next 2 phases. So to catch up on the lost points from like potential yellow tiles that they don't end up getting or animals that they can't get, they are starting to work on this region of 6 buildings. And Carpenter's Workshop is a really good tile to do that because it lets you pick another building from the board. They already have 2 types, so Carpenter's is a 3rd type, and it will allow you to pick like a 4th type of building to fill this region up. And then they would just need 2 more different types of buildings. Okay. So last 2 turns of phase B, and let's see what happens. Okay. And then they pick up the market. Again, this is a unique type of building for this region, so it's really good for their opponent. And then Danger finally goes ahead and places their water. Then places the other water to guarantee that they are player 1 in the new round. And this is phase C, so we are at the halfway point in the game. The scores stand at 37 to 41. And both the players have surplus amount of workers, 7 and 6. And Danger has 3 silver and their opponent has 1. And look at that, like being player 1 paid off big time for Danger, because tile number 15 showed up in the black market. So it gives you 3 points for each different type of good that you sold. And if we look, they have sold 2 and a 5, and they are holding on to a 3, 6 and 1. So they already have 15 points from it if they sell all 3 of these goods, and then they only need good number 4 to have like 18 points from this tile. So that's really, really good for them. And 2 water showed up too, so I'm also just tempted to get both the water and this tile. Let's see if they make that move. Yes, they do. So they pick up both the water and yellow tile number 15. Let's see what their opponent does. Okay, so they take yellow tile number 18, which is 4 points for Carpenter's Workshop. And they place the Carpenter's Workshop and they pick up a warehouse. Again, they are picking up the warehouse because it's also denying points for Danger, because they have the bonus tile for that. The threat that I see for their opponent, for Danger's opponent, is that I don't think they are in a position to finish this region of 6 water, just because Danger can keep denying them in the next 2 phases of the game, and that's a huge point bonus. So that's why they are hoping for some catch-up points by going for these yellow tiles. Okay, let's see what happens. So they complete their region of 3 over here, okay, and then they pick up a mine. So that's really nice that they got to do that. Ideally, their opponent could have picked up the mine or the castle, so it's nice that they still got to. And I think most likely they will end up finishing their mines and castles too before their opponent. Okay. Okay, so their opponent has 3 different types of buildings. I guess they still need 1 other type of building to finish this region of 6, but they are very close. And now Danger picks up their first animal tile of the game from the black market, and it's chickens. So they have the option of either completing this region of 2 or start working on this region of 4. There's another 3 chickens on the board already. If we look at the discarded section, then 2 chickens have been discarded, and more can definitely show up in the next 2 phases of the game. Okay, so their opponent is again going for those yellow tile bonuses at this point. You need some way to make up for the lost points, because Danger is finishing this region of water, and even though you're finishing these buildings, it's not the same unless you have these yellow tiles to back you up. Okay. Okay, Danger is just working on their big river on this board now. Their opponent has a 3 and a 3, so they pick up a bank and then place the bank. Then Danger finally picks up the castle and then places another water and gets those 2 set of goods. And then their opponent has a 4 and a 3. So I think they just complete this region, and then with a 3, maybe they take the chickens. Let's see. Okay, so they do finish it. Let's see what they did. So they take a tile with their 4, they add it to their duchy, to their estate, and then I think they add the town hall, and that lets them add the warehouse. Okay. So this is phase D, so last 2 phases of the game, and 3 and a 4 for Danger and 2 and a 2 for their opponent. 3 is really good for them because they need a 3 for this castle. And like I said, like their opponent is not going to finish their water. Just 2 water showed up on the board, and Danger probably will pick up 1 of them. And it's not even worth going for water for their opponent anymore. What else should they prioritize? They should prioritize the mine, danger, just so that they finish it and don't have to worry about it in the last round of the game. Place the castle. They take another castle, okay. They place that castle, take the water, and then they take more animals, take more cows from the board. I guess they didn't go for the silver for the mine because their opponent rolled a 2 and a 2. And to get a tile, to get this mine, their opponent would have to like take workers and spend a lot of workers to get it. And that would be really inefficient for them. So Danger just completed their castle and moved on. Just picked up a water, and animals are always good. Okay, 2 and a 2 for their opponent. So they are just focusing on their buildings at this point and also starting to work on their animals. The score is still pretty even, so that's interesting. So Danger finally goes ahead and picks up that last mine that they need. Their opponent takes these yellow tile bonuses. So this one is for boarding house, and they already have how many boarding houses? 1 boarding house. So that's good. Okay, Danger places their animal, takes workers. Okay, and their opponent places that water, gets some goods, and completes all of their buildings by placing this watchtower. So the scores stand at 93 to 80 right now. And it's Danger's turn, so they have the opportunity to just finish all their water. I think let's look at the type of goods they have sold. So they need to sell a 1, 3, and 4. They already have the 1 and 3. And that is for this yellow tile number 15. I'm trying to maximize the points for that. I think they could just place the mine, place the water too. That's probably fine. Or they could pick up some buildings to work on this region. Let's see. So they do end up finishing their water. Then with the 2, they just place the mine. So it's a huge advantage for them. It's a 27-point lead for Danger at this point. And let's see the last, I guess their opponent has 4 more turns left. Okay, and Danger has 1 and a 4, so they take workers with the 1, and then they take workers again because it's giving them 2 silver in the process. They don't need to even finish this region of 4 buildings at that point because they're already going to finish this region of 4 animals, so, and they have some strong yellow points coming their way too. Okay, their opponent has a 3 and 6. Complete their yellows, and then they take workers. And it's final round of the game, and Danger is again rewarded for being player 1, and that's because this tile right here showed up. What is it? Tile number 24. So this gives you 4 points for each type of animal that you have placed, and right now they have 2 types of animals already. Plus they could pick up like more chickens and cows that they need to complete this region. And I think they just need to pick up 1. Actually, they need to pick up 2 water if they want to block their opponent on this river. So let's see actually if they end up blocking their opponent or not. Curious to see what happens. Okay, so they take that tile. They're debating what to do. Okay, they end up going for the animals instead. Debating that. Okay, they're going for all 3 types. They pick up all 3 animals. Interesting. Okay, that is really interesting. They did not go for this tile. And the reasoning behind that is their opponent, if they spend 2 silver to take this tile, it's basically just a 2-point tile for them. Because it's giving them 4 points, but they spend 2 points to take it. So it's like a really bad tile for them. But I mean, their opponent could still deny Danger. And they left their opponent to take 2 water so that they could still finish their region of 6. But I don't think it'll be enough because they're going to complete this region of 4 right here, and that's pretty good. So their opponent is going for that water, and they actually do end up taking that tile too, which makes sense. Okay, danger with a 3 and a 4. Okay, and they are picking up more warehouses. Warehouse is a really strong tile for them because not only is it 4 points at the end of the game, but it's also helping them get points for this yellow tile number 15, because they still need to sell, I guess, 1 and 3 for sure from their storage. So this tile is going to help them do that. So that's a really strong tile for them. And like I said earlier, they don't even need to finish this region. They have enough bonuses and focus on the animals to just place the best tiles that they want right now. Their opponent with the 4 and 5. They place a water, take those goods, and they take tile number 3. So their opponent, I think, is trying to finish their yellows, it seems like. So we'll see if danger lets them get away with it. Okay, they place an animal at the top, and then they take the other yellow tile, so they don't want their opponent to get the yellow bonus as well. Okay, and their opponent places a water, takes more goods, takes workers. So if you look at the score, it's almost a tie, 132 to 131. But danger is about to finish this region of 4 animals and sell a bunch of goods, and their opponent also can sell goods, but it'll come down to who has more yellow point bonuses as well. Okay, their opponent places that yellow tile number 3, sells goods, so they get an extra silver when they sell. And danger completes that region of 4 animals, and then they sell goods too. Okay, final 2 turns of the game, and their opponent with the 2 and a 6 place the 6, sell goods, so they end the game without bonuses at 143. And then danger has a 5 and a 5. That is great. They can place I guess they don't even need to place this yellow tile. They can just place the warehouse over here, sell the 1, and then with the 5 just take workers. I think that works out pretty good. Okay, so danger ends the game at 167 right now to 143, and then we'll see how many yellow points and points from like workers and silver get added on. But I think danger wins this game comfortably. So let's see. And yeah, the final score is 201 to 171. So it was a nice win for danger. At the end, both the players had the same amount of points from the yellow tiles, and danger did end up with more silver coins than their opponent. And let's see if we can see some more statistics for this game. Actually have the game pulled up here. Be over here. Okay, anyways, but yeah, that's the game. We saw how taking control of that water by picking up the 2 water and going as player 1 into round C was huge for danger, because that way they could end up picking this tile right here, tile number 15, and also get these animals. They totally had the opportunity to deny their opponent the water in the last round, but they just valued the animals more and got a lot of points from that. Their opponents played well too, like they focused on these buildings and got a lot of points, but at the end of the day, just losing out these 3 bonuses to danger was too much of a points difference. But yeah, that was a fun game to watch the replay for, and I will continue doing the series in which we analyze games by other players. Again, like some of these games could be my own games that I've played from time to time, or we'll just look at some random games. Or if you all have any suggestions or any of your own games that you would like to get featured and talked about on this channel, then please leave a comment. Also, I have that tournament game scheduled that I wanna record and talk about, so hopefully I'll be able to do that soon. But yeah, thanks for joining. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.